Good morning. Happy Friday, everybody. Mitch here. Going to give you a little pre-market plan, little pre-market update looking at the positioning information. Um, One thing you can see on your screen here is that we've got um, ES on the left, SPX on the right, trying to give you an approximation for how those things line up, what those strikes look like they're going to be, if you're trying to trade ES off of this information at all. First things first, these are not very big positions. These bars might look decent size, but for the size of the straddle we are coming into the day with, they are not. This is really not substantial positioning. That tells me that we should get big reactions from these levels, unless you kind of move much higher potentially, right? Into these zones where there's the gamma angle. Um, so I'm proceeding with caution today. I'm not going to tell you I'm going to short this until we pass it or anything like that, but I do just want to identify kind of the obvious ranges on the day. If we pop over the 7190 on ES, I'd be looking at like 7215 as a pretty comfortable trim target. Anything beyond that would be kind of a bonus, right? The other thing I'd be looking at is because of how thin and empty it is between these extremes, it really is a precarious kind of day in the sense that you have an elevated straddle compared to lately anyway, going into the open. We got an hour to go before the open, but that straddle is currently sitting 37 points. So, it's pricing in a decent range, and because of the thin nature of these positions, things could expand pretty rapidly on any kind of a little wobble or a sell down. So I have these arrows for kind of these little micro ranges, I would call them, because that's so thin. I don't know that I put a lot of validity into those positions. So for me, I've had a strong week trading. This is kind of screaming, don't put risk on kind of a situation. I don't have a lot of conviction in anything. I think if you were using just the rake levels, you have a few spots that um, you might be a little more comfortable taking something long from on a dip. I'm personally just not there at the moment. I know there's this idea of kind of long it until it breaks kind of thing, which has largely proven true. Even overnight, you can see we got a pretty nice pop here, another 40 points or so. So hard to argue with that. But I'm just going into the day with an abundance of caution. Just looking at this profile, it really doesn't fill me full of confidence necessarily. I do think that in a passive sense, there's this idea that we might just kind of want to drift higher. So I think if it were me, I think my ultimate target would be this 7215 ES, 7185 area on SPX. So maybe like a call spread for me, depending on where we open. I could easily give myself a nice cheap 10 to 15 point call spread and just say, hey, if it makes that move, great. Size small and just see if we get that breakout. But if not, uh, you know, maybe some put insurance and a spread down lower to capture some momentum. Doesn't necessarily have to get to that target, but if you do get some kind of a rapid pullback, you just get out on the convexity, right? You get out on that IV expansion, and maybe hold a runner kind of a situation there. So not a lot of confidence, like I said, in what I see on the profile that I like to trade normally. So probably won't be doing much today, but good luck to you if you are. We'll check in intraday, see if anything's different in the Discord. If I do take something, I'll try to signal it there from the options perspective, and then we'll check in end of day. But regardless of what you do, stay safe and have a happy Friday.